Hi everyone and welcome to another Flosstube video. Today it is episode number 12 and I have some works in progress and a bunch of hauls because I went to a sewing and handcraft fair here in Stockholm this weekend. But before we jump in, I just want to say welcome back to all of you who have been watching me before. Thank you so much for subscribing. It's over 270 of you now. It's a lot of people. And if you are new here, hi, welcome you too. My name is Marika. I am from Stockholm, Sweden, where I live with my boyfriend and my 2 cats. This channel is mostly about cross-stitching, and the agenda of today, fairly simple. Works in progress and then haul, because I haven't had a lot of time to cross stitch. So let's jump into works in progress. We are going to start with the old-fashioned sale. It is a sale hosted by Nicole Spohr, and the pattern Old Fashion is by Shannon Christine Designs. Everything is linked in the description down below if you want to go and look at it. This week, oh, it's a lot of cat hair this week, sorry about that. This week we did the coffee cup, or the cocoa cup. This is a cocoa one. So it's have this little cup here. The difference that I am doing for this project is that this little tag up here and the cup are all stitched in the brown combination that actually is in the pattern instead of the teal color. So I removed everything that was teal and I'm just replacing it with brown, and I'm really actually liking how it comes out. The only worry I have, if because there's also a teal flag here, if that, or not teal, a brown flag. It's a brown flag there. And I'm a little worried that it might be too much brown, but I don't know. I'm really digging how it's coming out right now. I do have some white spots where my frame actually made some white marks, but I don't think it's gonna matter in the end. It's a chalk design. It is stitched in the charted DMC, except for the white, which is Blanc instead of B5200, and the teal that I just replaced with the browns that was in the chart. It is stitched on 16 count chalkboard Aida by Witchelt. So that is my cell and where I'm at, and I'm waiting for the next key that comes on Tuesday. Then I have all of my little ornaments. It is a huge piece of fabric, and if you've seen it before, you have seen most of these. Thought I'm just gonna go through. I have no clue if you're in the screen or not right now. I hope you are. You seem to be. So the ones I have been making this week started with number 13. These all pieces are from the Cross Stitching Favorites magazine. It is a 24 stitched pattern for 24 like advent calendar pieces. However, I just want them to be ornaments, so I have removed all of the numbers on the different pieces as I have gone. Some of them I have recharted something on it, and some of them I just have removed them. So for this one, which is number 13, which is a snow globe, it has had the 13 on the base, so all I did was to remove the 13 and just replace it with the colors that seem to be behind it. The next one I did was this number 14, which is this beautiful wreath. That had a number in the bottom, so I just sharded a Merry Christmas and added that. The lettering I've been doing this kind of lettering for years, so it's not a specific pattern I have taken it from. It's just me playing around. Like, I always drew letters around the boxes on box paper when I did mathematics and stuff like that. So I'm basically just using one of those kind of letterings on this. So that was number 14. Number 15 is this super adorable red robin, and I have only removed the number on that one. Number 16 is another cocoa cup, and in this case I added a spoon handle where I removed the numbers. Then I have number 17, where I just took the yellow light and I copied that, put it over here, used the green threads instead of the yellow, and then I just fidgeted the lighting cable. And I'm working on number 18, which doesn't show anything. Like, these specific designs really need the outline to come alive, the backstitching to come alive. And this number 18, well, doesn't want to really focus on it. All I have done is the number is down here, so I just refilled it with the snow and the shadow. The pattern kind of hinted on where it was supposed to be, so I just filled that out. So that is the next ornament that I'm going to work on. And I haven't really had that much time to stitch or watch YouTube, for that matter, because it's been a very intense work week, and then I had my mother and father-in-law visiting, which was really nice. I really like them, so it was a nice thing, but I'm exhausted. On the Friday, me and a mother-in-law went on the sewing and handicraft fair here in Stockholm, in Älvsjö at Stockholmsmässan. So I have severe social anxiety. Going to places with a lot of people really wears me out. I was lucky I didn't have any panic attacks this time around, so that's a yay. But within like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I am beat, because there's so many people, there's so much noise, and there's so many colors in all of the booths. So we did do one kind of walk around. It took us about 1 hour, 1.5 hours. And then we decided to go and have some lunch, like a little bit of an early lunch, which also meant that we didn't have a lot of people when it wasn't a lot of people fighting with us when we ate, so that was awesome. And then we decided to go home after that, but I was beat, all of me beat. And then Costco has opened in Sweden, so on Saturday we went there to kind of look how that was. So it's been there was a lot of people there too, and a lot of colors and a lot of chaos, so I'm exhausted. I haven't stitched that much. I actually opted to knit a bit, so maybe I can show you my knitting after I showed you my haul. So for my haul, I have a couple of different kind of shopping sprees. So let's do my first shopping spree. I went to a store called Slöjddetaljer, which is like a Michael's. We have two chains like Michael's and Joann's. They're much smaller. They have much smaller stores. They don't have as much stuff. Slöjddetaljer is more concentrated on more the handicraft of like wood pieces, painting, stuff like that, while Panduro, which is the other one, is more on like clay work, like Fimo clay, stuff like that, a lot of coloring, like watercolors, acrylics, stuff like that. So they're a little bit different. They have a little bit of a different thing in them. So I went to 2 different stores. I went to both of them, but instead d'Italia I picked up these. It's put this in a box, and then I realized Gizmo have been lying in this box. So I do have hair on everything. I'm sorry. It has these little. It's a pom-pom. It's a pom-pom strip. They were selling these out, or getting them sold out, so I have 2 of them, the green and the blue one. They had like an orange and a purple too, but these were the ones I kind of liked. I considering using these for the ornaments, or for one version of the ornaments, I would say. Then I went to Banduro and I picked up some just simple satin ribbon. So I have a red, kind of a thinner version. I have a silver one. It's probably not, it's a glitter ribbon, so it's not a satin ribbon. It's, see if I can hide me, that just silver glittery. And then I had another satin ribbon, which is this blue thicker one. And this is for the, when I've done my baby quilts, I can kind of package them with a blue satin, thicker satin ribbon. And I also picked up two packages of felt figures. Thought I could use them for any kind of Christmas finishing, so I thought they would be super adorable. I have these are like 36, yes, 36 snowflakes. I don't know if you can see them, probably back here. So it's 2 kind of snowflakes, and then it is like half of them is this one and half of them is this one. So that would be 18 of each. Trying to do mathematics. And then I have these, which also is Christmas ones. So it's this little adorable little penguin. I think this is a little polar bear. And then like black snowflakes and felt hearts. So those are also 36, so it's 9 by each, of each. So I thought those would be great for any kind of finishing. And that was all of the haul from those stores, and now I have the haul from the fair. So the plan was to buy 3 things at the fair, and I ended up, or 3 like portions of things in the fair, and I ended up buying 2 and just a little bit of the other one, and then I bought the rest of them on Amazon when I got home. Because I couldn't really find what I was looking for in the other way. So the first thing I was going to buy was some Christmas fabrics, and I picked up a lot of Christmas fabric, and now coming home and looking at them, I'm like, why did I pick these up? But I will find things to work with them. So these are 1/2 meter full lengths, so I think they're basically the same size as a 1/2 yard. So we have a red striped with silver and glitter, and then silver, like gray stripes and red stripes, and then around them there's a silver. It's actually beautiful, but I'm not sure it's my style. And I have another one with silver, which is these candy canes. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make like Christmas bags, cross-stitch bags with them. I have this dark red with silver stars, kind of cute one. I have some red flowers, which I don't know what they're called. In Swedish, call them like Christmas flowers. So I don't really know. But they're silver or grey and red with silver on. I have some berry branches with red with silver on them. And then I think that was all the silvery one. And then I took a couple of golden ones. So the store that I bought these from had like buy 5, take 5, pay for 4. So I picked up another 5. One is this, which is this black and gold, and this one I just know I'm gonna use for fun stuff. Probably perfect as like a base fabric on a cross stitch, if the cross stitch has something gold in it. I also picked up this red one with some kind of golden hashing on, which is just gorgeous. I'm trying to get it to pick up the gold, if you're wondering why I'm moving it back and forward. And then I have 3 that doesn't have any gold or silver on it. Some berries. This was the fabric I saw when I knew that I needed to pick something up, because this is going to be perfect for my Santa that I stitched in the beginning of the year. It's going to just be gorgeous together with that. I picked up a stripy white, green, white and red stripes. No glitter or gold, just the stripes. And then finish off with this just basic red. So those were all the fabrics, and they are supposed to be used for like the cross stitching finishes. So that's why, that's kind of why I'm needing to pick up more fabric, because I realized I didn't have as many Christmas fabrics as I thought I would. Then we have some yarn. This is the last thing I have from my little haul, or next to last thing I have from my little haul. I picked up a midnight blue. This is a 75 merino, 25 nylon. I wanted to have a couple of different colors to pair with the fabric. Oh, I picked up the wrong out of the box, sorry. No, but to pair with the other yarns I bought. So I bought this, and then I bought this super glittery. It's 75 merino, 20 nylon and 5% stellina. So it's a glittery, like a silver glittery. It's beautiful rainbow color. It is called Fairy Pride. And I also picked up a grey, which I don't have here because it's in a box. Basically, it's the same grey as on this one, this grey, and it was bought to be paired with this one. I just picked up the wrong one out of the box. I needed any yarn that I buy, I put into boxes with lids. This time I actually just put everything into their rightful places when I go home. Usually I have one box that is kind of my whole box, and that is the one I bring out when I have these recordings, and then I put everything away. I didn't do this time, which was bad of me. The last thing I bought at the fair was this. It is a glue stick. This is the Gutermann temporary glue stick for fabric, and I have them for my quilt, and I'm going to show you that in 2 seconds, or what I'm doing with it. First, I'm going to show you my last part of my haul, which is going to be some cross stitch kits. So they finally arrived. They took a little bit longer because they got stuck in customs. I didn't have to pay anything, but sometimes the postal service here in Sweden is just so slow. But yes, I got 2 Mill Hill kits. I got them from Sabia Resinco. So Sabia Resinco, I'm gonna put the link down below, or to her shop. It's a friend of mine. She's in the UK, and she has a lot of fun pattern Primrose Cottages. That was where I found my first paper patterns for Primrose Cottages. She has a lot of beautiful other patterns, and then she has a couple of different Mill Hill kits, and she had these 2 from the new winter collection that they released like a month or so ago, 2 months ago, I don't know. Anyhow, these are magnets, which I didn't realize. The first one, see if I can get it not to glare, that way, where we don't have a lamp maybe. So this is the what is it called? There, Marshmallow Snowman. Oh. So this is the Marshmallow Snowman. So it has paper, perforated paper, some thread, some beads, a little button, and a magnet so that you can put it like on your fridge or wherever. And the other one is this one, which is called the ceramic Christmas tree. and this also have perforated paper, thread, beads and everything. So I thought these were really cute, and I wanted to have something Christmassy to do here when Christmas is coming. So yeah, I picked those up. So the last thing that I have for today is I wanted to show what I'm doing with this and why I've been looking for it. So for years I've been doing English paper piecing. When I've been doing it like this teeny tiny. This is out of a Japanese quilt book, like the little pieces, or how I figured out to make them this small. The specific thing I have done, it's my own design, my own size and everything. I had a big sheet of this English paper piecing that I didn't know what to do with, and I needed some needle cushions. So I made them to fit my thread boxes for my bobbin boxes, and yeah, so that's my paper piecing. I did try to make a big paper piecing quilt years and years ago. I was using like scrap fabrics that wasn't even like quilt fabric. It was like old sheets and old duvet covers. But at that time I also had a cat that was pregnant, and she gave birth on that quilt, of the half done quilt. So we had to throw it away, and I never made anything else. But I've been seeing all of these quilts. I think they're super cute, and I love English paper piecing. So I decided I wanted to do some more of that. And I've been looking a little bit on YouTube on how do you do it today. And I found that you can actually use fabric glue stick to adhere the fabric to your paper pieces. So I have always sewn my paper pieces into place. So now when I find out that you can do it with glue and make it super easy, I was pretty happy. So I decided that I would pick up a glue stick at the fair, and that was what I did. So today I have been working hard. I picked out my Silhouette machine, which is a electronic cutting machine. So you can basically, you do digital designs, then you send it to the machine and it can cut on paper. You have a little plastic sticky surface that you add your paper on, and then you put it into the machine, and the machine will cut things out for you. And I've had this machine for years. This is the second machine I have. I think I had the number 2, and now I have version number 4. But yeah, I picked it out yesterday because I promised to make some like lettering stencils for my father-in-law. So I decided, hey, I've been thinking about doing these hexagons and cutting them out while I have the machine out. Let's do this. So I have, and I've cut out like over 600 of these. Every sheet, this is based on 12 by 12 pattern paper. It's paper I don't use. I just have a huge stack of pattern papers and pattern paper packs that I just don't use. So I picked out 2 of those pads that I know that I will never use, and I just filled the whole sheet with little hexagons. These, the diameter of them is 2 1/4, I think. Yeah, 2 1/4, and the radius, including I think the size, is 1 1/8. So this is how they look, and I have hundreds and hundreds of these from 2 different paper pattern packs. The only thing I thought about with these is that you wanted to have them a little bit harder so that they don't fold when you put them into the fabric, so the fabric sturdy enough for your fabric basically. You can buy these from for example, Fat Quarter Shop has them, but I decided I'll make them because I have the supplies and a machine, and it took me about an hour to make 600 of them. It was 20 per sheet, so it went fairly quick. And then I had a roll of 2.5-inch fabric strips, and I think I actually hold this roll when I got it from Fat Quarter Shop just in the beginning of my Flosstube journey. And yeah, I took every strip. It had 40 fabric strips that was double folded, and they were as long as the width of the fabric. This is the batik fabric, and I cut them down to 3-inch length, so it's 2.5 by 3 inch, and I made a whole bunch of them. I actually cut down all of the strips, so it's supposed to be 560, but they are 558 because I miscut at a place and lost 2 of them, but that's okay. So yeah, so those are my, these aren't all of them. I have a whole box here with the ones that are done, and then this stack is all the way to the bottom of this box with all of those things. It's a cute little box. It was cookies in it. It wasn't a lot of cookies and they weren't that good, but the plastic can is good. I also have a tin. This I bought this weekend. It was filled with candy, which wasn't very good, but I love the tin. It has a lid. Look, isn't it cute? It's an adorable tin. And that tin is filled with all of the hexagons. So yeah, that is my like afternoon work. And there's also one of the reasons why I haven't stitched that much, because I want to add as many of those fabric squares, rectangles on top of all of these little ones, so I can start actually sew it. In my little world, I'm like, it's so much fabric, it's so much hexagons, I can make a whole big quilt of these. And then I went and entered some mathematics into a couple of different calculators for how many of these little things you needed for a big quilt, and I realized I'm not sure that I have enough for a baby quilt even. So yeah, maybe like a small toddler quilt might be enough, but I'm gonna sew one quilt of all of these and see how big it becomes, and then I know in the future how many of these rolls I would need for a big quilt. And also how long it will take me, because this is hand sewing, no machine sewing. You add your fabric to your little hexagon, and then you take 2 of these, you put them belly to belly, and then you sew the edge, and then you have 2 of them sitting together, and then you do the same like belly to belly, and then you have that, and then you have to sew this edge too, and then you have your little. So they take time to do, but it is fun. So we'll see how many I get done for next week. But right now I am gonna turn this off so that Christopher can do the work he wanted to do here, and I'll see you next week. I want to say thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just put them down below. Down below you also find that thumbs up if you liked it, the subscribe button if you want to see more, and the comment section. So we have all of those things there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!